of course, soliciting the presence of the Almighty by prayers for them to finish at the top of the log at the end of the season, and also securing a CAF Champions League spot come next season as a way to strengthen the fan base for Rangers. At the club usually reward about 2 to 3 fans on each match day with a sum of 5,000 naira each at halftime, and NAM has also supported the initiative by doling out some funds also to the fans. On Sunday, the young CEO gave out the sum of 15,000 naira to 3 fans of Rangers International FC at halftime during the kickabout session to spice up the match day program at the Oka City Stadium. So that's the man, the proprietor of Kingdoms Gadget, Chisom Nam, supporting Rangers International and making the support count by also ensuring that the fans are part of the program and giving all the necessary encouragement to be part of the program when Rangers International play at the Oka City Stadium. Away from the Nigeria Premier Football League, let's tell you that the Super Eagles again had to settle for a 1-1 draw on day 2 of the FIFA World Cup qualifying African series after a 10 performance failed to lift them above the Warriors of Zimbabwe in neutral Rwandan ground on Sunday. Walter Musona put the Warriors in the front after 26 minutes with a 35-yard free kick that eluded goalkeeper Francis Uzoho and sailed into the net. The Eagles did not play with their stronger mentality and determination they espoused after the 1-1 draw with Lesotho in Uyo on Thursday, as the Warriors, who played their own game against Rwanda a day earlier and better rested, showed more hunger and desire for the 3 points. Moses Simons has started shielding off the ball, and a good decision in the box allowed Kelechi Iheanacho to slam past the goalkeeper for Nigeria's equalizer after 67 minutes in Butare. And the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers resume in June 2024 with Nigeria hosting South Africa, current and leaders of Group C, before traveling to an away game against Benin Republic. And I tell you, 2 points from 2 matches played. It's not a good record to show for it. Against Lesotho, it was 1-1, and then they played against Zimbabwe, another 1-1 draw. So 2 points it is for the Super Eagles in that group, a tough group that has Lesotho, Zimbabwe, Benin Republic, and equally South Africa as the battle for the sole ticket in that group for qualification for the 2026 World Cup to be hosted by the United States of America, Canada, and Mexico. Away from that, still talking football, Mamelodi Sundowns won at the Women's African Champions League for the 2nd time with a 3-0 win over debutant Sporting Club at Casablanca, and that was in Ivory Coast. And let's tell you that the Refilwe to Lakeli set the South Africans on the way in Kohogo with the 21st minute penalty, which was given for a handball against Aicha Samake following a video assistant referee review in the course of the game. Betumelo Rabale added the second 3 minutes later with a low left-footed shot from the edge of the area, which found at the bottom right-hand corner. Goalkeeper Andile Lamini preserved a clean sheet for the Sundowns when she bravely dived to smoother an effort from the Aguika Diarra, and Tola Lekele calmly slotted in from 12 yards to round off the scoring with 12 minutes remaining of the encounter. The South African club who had won the inaugural title in 2021 and finished as runners-up to Moroccan outfit ASFAR in the 2nd edition last year, won all 5 games at the tournament without conceding a single goal in the course of the competition. Their triumph comes after Sundowns and men's side won the first ever African Football League, and that was last Sunday. We say congratulations to Sundowns, a female team, for emerging champions in that competition. Moving else, we are still talking football. Let's tell you that the Burundi Football Association still hopes to convince Nestori Irankuya to play for the country of his parents after the teenager agreed a move to German giant Bayern Munich. The 17-year-old Adelaide United forward was born in a refugee camp in Tanzania and now lives in Australia and has represented his adopted country at under 17 level. He has already been part of the senior Australia setup, having been used as substitute for the Socceroos during their 2 friendlies against Ecuador in the month of March. A speedy winger and skillful dribbler with a powerful shot who stands 1.74 meters tall, Irankunda signed a long-term contract with Bayern on Tuesday, which will begin on 1st of July come next year. And Burundi's men are 142nd in the FIFA World Rankings and have only qualified for the African Cup of Nations once, finishing bottom of their group, and that was in 2019. However, Muyenge says that the emergence of Irankunda shows that the country has the potential to produce top players and improve their fortunes in subsequent games to come. And it's still Sports Today on ABS TV. That's what you are watching. And quickly, let's go to Formula 1 on the foreign scene. Max Verstappen fought back from a 5-second penalty with a damaged car to win a gripping Las Vegas Grand Prix. He complained that on Wednesday it was 99% a show, but the show was all on track in one of the best races of the season. Verstappen, his teammate Sergio Perez, and Ferrari's Charles Leclerc swapped and reswapped places throughout as they fought for the podium positions. Verstappen moved into the lead with 16 laps to go, but Leclerc passed Perez back on the final lap to secure second in that race. And Verstappen was penalized 5 seconds for forcing Leclerc off track at the first corner, suffered a damaged front wing in a collision with Mercedes George Russell, and made an extra pit stop than Leclerc under a mid-race safety car and the second in an action-packed race. But the pace of the man who has utterly dominated the season inevitably prevailed, and he climbed back up to pass Leclerc for the lead with 13 laps to go for the 18th win of his record-breaking season. There were battles throughout the field as F1 put on the spectacle its bosses had hoped for when they invested upward of £500 million, including building a pit building on a plot of land that the sports bought in the center of the Nevada city. We hear the investment, which will take in the region of 3 years to be repaid, already proved worthwhile as the drivers staged arguably the best race of the season in that American Grand Prix. And what a story it is for that man in Las Vegas Grand Prix, as Sebastian, as the Max Verstappen got it right in that one, and it's now his 18th win of the season. 2023 season has been so good for Max Verstappen, for his team, and of course I'll be looking out to wind off the season on a high. And now moving away from Formula 1, let's check out what's happening in the world of athletics. A 5-time Olympic champion Ellen Thompson-Herah has split with her coach 8 months before she will attempt to defend her sprint titles at Paris 2024. Here, according to her management team, the 31-year-old parted with Shanikia Osborne because of the extremely excessive times sought by the coach. And the Jamaican 100 meters, 200 meters, and 4x100 meters gold at Tokyo 2020 after winning 100 meters and 200 meters gold at Rio 2016. She is the second fastest woman in the history of 100 meters, while Thompson-Herah has dominated the women's sprint at the previous 2 Olympic Games. She failed to qualify for this year's World Championship in Budapest following an injury-hampered season. American Florence Griffith Joyner, who clocked 10.49 seconds in 1988, is the only woman to have run faster than Thompson-Herah's 100 meters personal best over 10.54 seconds for her. But the news this morning is that she has a severe contract she has with her coach. And moving away from athletics now. Let's talk about the world of tennis on at the show. In tennis, Novak Djokovic won a record 7th ATP Finals title with a dominant victory over Jannik Sinner that marked another milestone in his memorable season. The Serb, 36 years of age, who lost to the Italian in the group stage, avenged that with a 6-3, 6-3 win in Turin, Italy. He has set a record. He has set records in rankings and titles this year and played some of his best tennis against the young stars like Sinner, trying to challenge him with here. And before the singles final, there was a British success in the doubles when Joey Salisbury, an American partner, Rayev Ram, retained their title with a straight set win over Marcel Granollers and Horacio Zeballos in that match. And that will also tell us, just to confirm on that, which is 10th story, that Britain's Joey Salisbury, an American, Rayev Ram completed the successful defense of their ATP Finals doubles title by beating Marcel Granollers and Horacio Zeballos in a straight set. The US Open champions were deserved 6-3, 6-4 winners against Spain's Granollers and Argentine Zeballos in Turin, Italy. With 10th successive win at the tournament, the pair became the first back-to-back champions since 2017. You're watching Sports Today on ABS TV. We'll go for a short break. When we come back, we'll wind off the show and tell you what's happening with the Three Lions, that is the English national, the men's national team of England. That will be after this break. Welcome back to the show, Sports Flash on ABS TV, the Monday edition. In the first half, we told you about Solution Football Club of Awka, how they got the better of Tresef FC by 1-0. A goal scored by Chinedu Ozobialos in injury time to ensure Solution FC got all the 3 points at stake in that game against the Lagos-based side, Tresef FC. The Match Day 1 program of the Nigerian National League was actually the Match Day 2 program before Match Day 1 program of Solution FC. And for that Conference B, Solution FC, we are winners in that game against, that was the game I played against Tresef FC. Tresef FC is a team from Lagos State, and that's how it went down in that match. And in other games, we didn't tell you that in other games, Smart City is expected to take on Idel FC, and the match will be played today. Let's also tell you that Dakada FC played out a 2-2 draw against 1472 FC, and Rovers FC defeated Stormers FC by 1-0. It was Vandresa FC of Uyo 1, Co City United 0. Ekiti United defeated Abia Comets by 3-0. Beyond Limits 1, Mandiba FC 1. Ijebu United defeated Inter Lagos by 2-1. It was Crown FC of Obomosho beating FC1 Rockets of Uyo by 2-1. Giant Brillas of Enugu defeated Ikorodu City by 1-0. Nasarawa United also took on Zamfara United in that match. It was the first match, and we had Yobe Desert Stars defeating, or rather Yobe Desert Stars played out a 2-2 draw against Mighty Jets of Just. It was a Wiki Tourist 5, EFCC Abuja 0. NAF FC, that's a Nigeria Air Force Football Club of Abuja, will take on ABS FC later today. And KB United lost at home to Sporting Supreme FC of Abuja 1-2. And Sokoto United defeated City FC of Abuja by 1-0, while Jigawa Golden Stars saw off Mailantaki Kia FC by 1-0 in that encounter. That's how it went down. A match day 1 program of the NNL, and of course subsequent programs. I'll be sure I will tell you more about how the NNL is faring right now, and it was a good one for Solution FC to start on a very good footing, winning their match by 1-0 against Tracef FC. And we told you also that their next game is on the road, and they will be playing, and they expected to take on Warriors in what promises to be a mouth-watering cracker, and that match will be played at the Kwale Township Stadium out there in Delta State. So we'll be watching out for that one also later, and that's a big match coming up for Solution FC as they started their quest already in the Nigeria National League. That's at the NNL, the Class 2 of our own league football. We equally told you that Rangers International played out a goalless draw against Castina United, and it was a match that Rangers International wanted to get all the 3 points at stake and see if they can climb higher on the table, but it wasn't to be, as they were pegged back by the Changi boys from Castina, and their game ended 0-0 out there at the Oka City Stadium. And what a match it was, and of course Castina United had their game plan in that match, and it really worked out for them, and they held on to get all the points at stake in that match, and that's against Rangers International in the match day. It was at the match day 9 program of the Nigeria Professional Football League. But Rangers International, believe you me, Rangers International will definitely bounce back. I believe they will do so in their game against Abia Warriors are coming up on Sunday. Well, in other results, let's tell you that in other results, Doma United FC defeated Plateau United by 1-0, and Doma United are now top of the log, and Bendel Insurance played out a 2-2 draw against Aquara United. It was Aqua United defeating Remo Stars by 3-2. Rivers United defeated Abia Warriors by 2-1. It was Shooting Stars 1, Canopy 0, Gombe United 1, Niger Tornadoes 0. Enyimba International got the better of Alobi Stars by 1-0. It was Bayelsa United 1, Sunshine Stars 1, and Sporting Lagos played out a 1-1 draw against Heartland FC. In that match, Heartland were close to winning that match, but I couldn't keep the scoreline at bay. So let's watch out and see how it goes as the MPFL, the Nigeria Professional Nigeria Premier Football League continues, and see the team that will finish on top of the food chain this season in a much revamped league. And Wenga Elebweleye and his team are doing all their best to get the players, and the clubs are also doing so well in the league this season. And finally, before we get on the show, let's tell you that England forward Jarrod Bowen will miss the final Euro 2024 qualifier against North Macedonia. The West Ham United player has not traveled because of a minor injury, and Newcastle defender Kieran Trippier, who has a personal issue, also missed Monday's game in Skopje. And England have also sealed their place in the finals as Group C winners. And however, Southgate's side failed to impress in Friday's 2-0 home win over Malta, and are looking for an improvement in that one. That's the size of the show this morning. Sports Today on ABS TV. Thank you so much for being part of a Sports Splash. We'll be back here tomorrow for another episode. My name is Ike Nwoked. Have a lovely week, but keep on sporting. Bye-bye now.